It cost me. We had the tiebreaker, which was shoot 5 rounds on a B8 in Comstock scoring. Well, I shot 5 X's, but it cost me 3.6 seconds, which meant my divider was no good. X's didn't matter at all. What mattered was how quickly I shot it and how many points I acquired, not a perfect score. So I fell back into my preferred methodology of accuracy over efficiency, and then it cost me on that. So I didn't make the final 16 because of that. But what a great lesson I received. That I'm a hypocrite. I still live in the house of hypocrisy, and I didn't understand the scoring. I didn't pay attention enough, whatever it is. So whenever you get a score in front of you, the instructor's communicating their intent for you. What is important to them in this? Now, if you go to a class and there's only one scoring methodology, you know what's most important.
POM pepper spray has recently reformulated for even more effect when you bless the deserving with the hot sauce. POM is what I use between a harsh word and a gun, and encourage everyone to do likewise.
Like Scott's black belt test is very difficult because it's absolute accuracy and par time. And there are hard par times, so you can't miss a shot. Outside of AJ, I probably shot it as much as anybody, and I've got a whole bunch of 3 out of 4s. You know, last time I missed the black belt patch by 0.02 seconds. Yeah, but it is. It's a hard test. I understand that. He sees 1,000 people a year, and he's got, what, 16 holders? It's a very hard test. So understand what the scoring is telling you. That's why I have 4 different scoring systems, so you can see where you prefer and what you don't like and what puts real pressure on you. And then you can, as you progress your students, because some of them will stay with you, you're going to be able to see them grow. Or if you have a weekend course, you can do a modulation with students, all right? So straight up scored, no time, par time, or timed. We did both of those yesterday. There was no time on the bullseye drill, and mix 6 was a par timed, okay? The score matters more than anything else in those drills, okay?
What does par time mean? Sorry.
So it's how long, like I said, draw and fire 2 shots in 3 seconds. So it doesn't matter if you do it in 1.5 or 3 seconds. That's the par time.
Okay, and that's what
Yeah.
time, that's
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I get that.
So you have a certain amount of time to do it. Now, really fast shooters should be really good at par times because the execution of the draw gives you all the time in the world to do it. So Neil said to me, well, you should be able to do a failure to neutralize, you know, in this amount of time, but he was using Gabe's methodology of big target, small target, and I was using bullseye versus very small target, and it does cost you time. Now he knows the time difference. It's about 0.4 seconds per shot is what it ended up being for you, okay? All right, timed. Targets areas are pass or fail and scored. So the trifecta is this, 100% accuracy. That's why I give you mulligans with it. I have to, all right? Because people simply miss one. You notice how much better some people did on the small circle than the big circle. So it shows a very flawed methodology in there. They can only bring their attention to bear when the outcome is catastrophic. If you give them enough leeway, they'll hang themselves. You know, so if I define this, that's what an accuracy shooter is at heart. Everything has to be perfect, and if you can define that enough, they'll make smaller and smaller targets. That's why I say line breaks count. If I wanted it to be harder, I'd make the target even smaller. All right, so that gray outline would become just the white outline. And what I'm looking for is a reduction of 8, 4, and 2, because that gives me the distance reduction and starts getting the brain to think about what I can do in the process of time. A combination is either Comstock or limited. Limited means that's what we only do in the tactical world. You can't make up shots except for yours yesterday. It's the right thing to do though, okay? Being able to make up shots, I've really thought about it. It may be something I change in the future where I teach make-up shots because it happens in real life. We don't want to miss, but we can't stop shooting simply because we missed. We're going to have to do the right thing. But if it's limited, draw and fire 6 is the drill. Now, how many of you have done a bill drill and fired 5 or 7? Because counting is nearly impossible at high levels. Officer-involved shootings, how many rounds did you fire? I frankly don't know, right? The gun may have been empty at the time I stopped. Yeah, that's right. So Comstock was the core 4. It's points divided by time. So what's more important? The answer is yes. You need a lot of points and you need a small divider of time, so I want efficiency on time. The other way that you do this is IDPA, points plus time. So IDPA is saying what's more important, accuracy at heart, which they should as a defensive organization. You're 1 point down, which is 1 second, and a makeup shot only costs you 1/4 of a second, so it's 4 times the value of a makeup shot. But most IDPA shooters, the makeup time is 1.5 seconds. So, you know, there's still horse trading going on in there, okay? And those of you that ever shot a match, you always hear this. The really accurate shooters are told to just let go and shoot as fast as they can. Doesn't improve them. It drives them crazy. And then they'll try to shoot no points down. They'll shoot the whole match, 0 points down, but they'll be dead in the middle or last in the pack because of it, because it's not the right thing to do in the shooting. All right? And in competition, you're ranked by score or time, or it's directly head-to-head. If you want to improve people's draws, make them go against each other. Because they don't think about it anymore, they think about what? Beating the person next to them. It's a great way to do it. The competition is great. It's hard to do it in class. I think Gabe does a good job with his, you know, deficient start versus the other one. So, you know, you get to draw but hit a large target and the other one's a small target from a low ready. That's a really good way to measure things and give people a chance for that. I highly encourage it if you can do it in classes, get to head-to-head, because you'll change the chemistry of the class with it. You know, it's very hard to do on paper targets because of measurement. It usually requires steel and somebody has to watch. But it's a great way to train people. It's a lot of fun if you do it right. And people really dig it, and their draws get better because they forget about it. You know, you get people hitting steel at 25 yards and, you know, under 2 seconds, where they thought it was impossible to draw at 7 yards under 2 seconds. So you've changed the way they think about it, all right? Those people that are distracted by external stimulus do better in head-to-head competition, all right? I prefer it overall, and I really prefer it with somebody who'll talk crap to me, because then I can go after them. You know, I'm used to that sort of competition. Some people really prefer just being ranked by score. You know, so USPSA, you look where you are in the pack, and then you know. And what we see consistently is the guy that wins overall is never first in every one. He's in the top 5. And that's the consistency that matters overall in the shooting. That's why I measure it in class, because I think it's important. How consistent overall are you, not specialized? Because we've seen really specialized guys not do really particularly well in a different scoring system because they can't prioritize the task.